Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC, we're going to talk about Ethereum, and basically Ripple XRP. As you already know, right, Ripple XRP just take a big hit. Is it basically time for, another bear trend for Ripple XRP? We're going to talk about all of that good stuff, right? Ethereum, as you already know, dropped all the way down like to the daily 211 EMA, just about 480 and so on. We're going to talk about all of that good stuff, right? But we're going to start off with BTC. So BTC, the most important indicator right now, okay, I would say indicators for BTC, it is basically your 21 EMA on your 2-day chart. Some of you guys don't have the the premium or whatever pro version of the trading view. Your 21 EMA, you can just use the the 42 EMA on your daily time frame. So that's the same as your 2-day 21 EMA, right? You're just doubling your basically your EMAs, right? So when you take a look at it on a 2-day basis, right? One thing we did say regarding BTC after the breakout above like a 10.8, right, up to basically 11.4, 11.5, we did say, guys, October 6th, right, we did warn you. We said if we cross the 21 EMA on a 2-day basis, right, it is going to be very, very bullish. Okay, we could see at least a 30% pump, and you can see like BTC pump how much, guys? A big move, right? After we crossed it, we pumped nearly 75 to 80%, right? So it is actually a very, very big move, right? Previously, that was just about a 30 to 35% pump. After we crossed the 21 EMA, you can see this move right there was 36. The one we got back in right here, April, right, was roughly around like 50%, right? April 2020. So the one we got back in like January 2020 was roughly around like a 42. So basically it just doubled in momentum, right? It is very, very important, guys, to keep an eye on the 2-day 21 EMA, right? It is one of our best indicator right now, and basically if you couple it with your MACD, you can basically, it can take you a long way, right? So now what I'm expecting for the bear trend, we dropped 16%, right? Before we talk about the bear trend, we dropped 16%, guys, in less than what? In less than 12 hours. It is kind of a lot. Okay, it is a lot. Is it time for a bear trend? It could be, but what we're gonna need to see is like we're gonna need to see, all right, price to break the 21 EMA. I know it could take forever, right? And we're also gonna need the MACD to cross bearish. Okay, so even though price dropped 16%, right, the trend, it is still strong. Okay, the trend, it is still strong. So in order to get some weaknesses, right, to see like some sign of weakness, we're gonna need this to drop lower, guys. We're gonna need to see something like this. Okay, something like this. And as soon as we get the bearish, the bearishness, the bearish crossover, we're gonna talk about the what we could expect over the next few days and so on before end of the year, right? So let's keep that in mind. Now let's take a look at basically BTC on a 7-day chart, right? I like the drop, however, okay, on a 7-day basis, right, bulls still looking very, very good. Why bulls looking very good right now? You can see like the volume right there, right, is very, very low on a 7-day basis, right? It's very, very low on a 7-day basis, and the candle is actually very big. What does it mean, right? It means, okay, the rest of the volume could possibly be some buying pressure, and they're going to reverse the price back up to 19K and so on. Not saying we're going to break 19K and all of that good stuff. All I'm saying is price can give us another 3-wave move pullback on the lower degree over the next few days and so on. So keep an eye on that. It is not time to be extremely bearish and all of that good stuff, because we can still get a, multi-week double top, multi-days double top, stuff like that, right? Not the macro double top, but a couple of weeks of double top by the December, mid-December, we could retest basically at 19K and so on, right? So it is something to keep in mind, right? So let's take a look at the weekly basis. The weekly basis not looking bad, right? Volume already mid-range of the previous sell volume. In terms of 7 days, not 7 days, but the weekly time frame, the bears could be in control, because if like we can get a bearish weekly engulfing candle, right, closing below 16k, that's going to be very, very good for the, for the bears. Okay, that could increase basically the momentum, that could increase the bearish momentum. And remember, 15.5 to 16k, right, it is basically 15.5, it is basically a 2-day 21 EMA. So even if we basically retest the previous week low, which is right there, 15.8 and so on, the 2-day 21 EMA going to intercept the price. So it is going to be a good buy range for the bulls, right, temporarily, to try to take it back up to 19k, or at least a 0.618 pullback, 50% pullback, and so on, right? So keep that in mind. Strong support for the bulls going to be mid 15k. Okay, mid 15k, 2-day 21 EMA going to be the strong support for the bulls, right? Let's just keep that in mind. 3-day 21 EMA similarly, okay, it is just about like a 14.7. We already talked about this in my premium group. We already talked about like 2-day 21 EMA, 3-day 21 EMA, going to be buying the dip type of stuff, right? So in today's content, I'm using basically Bybit. Why Bybit is so important? Because guys, it is very, very important, because we talk about the trend, the volume trend right there, right? Last week, what we said, look at it, guys. Whenever we retest this trend line, right, price going to slow down. Okay, it is just what it is. You can't go back and check it. Right there, we basically retested it. What happened? We basically slow down and dip down to the weekly 211 EMA, right? Right there. Okay, that's the volume. Retested the trend line, move sideways, right? Dump. Okay, right there. Okay, you can see like as soon as we pump all the way up to the trend line, price did basically move sideways for almost like from like May all the way up to basically July, almost like 2 months, right? So similarly right here, the 40% pump, we basically pump all the way up to basically 10.5, dump right back down. So right there, okay, we dump right down to like 3,800, and guess what, guys? Price started to reverse all the way up. So that was one of the reasons why I said in my premium group, like, be cautious, right? Take profits, every 500 points from like 17.7 and so on, or every time we pump like 500 points, make sure to take profits, because it is almost at the top, right? And we could see a nice 25 to 30% dump over the next few weeks and so on, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the hourly basis before we talk about King XRP and Ethereum. So on the hourly basis, what I would like to see, I want to see like a BTC at least give us a try to give us a bullish divergence, right? Basically pump back up to the hourly 200 EMA, which is just about like right now 18k, and dip down and retest this area. If we find a nice support right there, we could start like creating some triple bottom and possibly pump to the upside, right? This could give us a fake out in terms of like a flat correction continuation, but price could possibly just retest like a 50% pullback before pushing to the upside. That's one possibility we could anticipate in terms of like a reversal. If not, we could just hit the 211 EMA and basically dip all the way down to the 2-day 211 EMA, which is roughly around this area of mid 15k. So keep an eye on this. Basically this range of 16.3 to 15.5 area could be a bull territory, right? So if you're bearish, you do not want to be selling in this range, like let's say 16.3 all the way down to 15.3 area. It could be a possible bull territory, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, right? So if you take a look at Ethereum, it is back above 500. That's good. So Ethereum, what we said was like, we didn't see any resistance, and we did not expect like any sort of a resistance from like 500 to 600, right? So but I did not expect any support neither, right, from 600 down to like 500. And we basically said clearly like support level to look for going to be 550 to roughly 518 range, right? So if we break it, right, you can basically anticipate the daily 21 EMA just about like a 480, 491, right? That time when I was sending the update, Ethereum daily 21 EMA was just about like a 491, and as you can see, like we dipped all the way down to like 481. So pretty accurate in terms of like support at the daily 21 EMA. So the bulls respecting Ethereum daily 21 EMA. It is not time basically to be shorting, Ether. At least wait for the three-way move pullback. If the sell-off is not going to be big enough, right, you could expect like another pullback 0.618 to basically a 50% pullback in order for the bears to get a better average, right? But the trend, it is still strong for Ethereum, right? Even though we just dropped nearly over 20% right from the top. Right there, we dropped like 22% from the top, but the trend, it is still strong. We're gonna get these type of a reversal signal, but sometimes they can be a fake out. So one thing I would like to see for the Ethereum bears to do is at least to give us a very strong dump below the 21 EMA, and at the same time break this trend line support. And bulls gonna try to buy back at the low $300 range, right? So remember, guys, $300 Ethereum is very possible. So do not think like Ethereum will never drop below 500 and all of that good stuff, right? And waiting for 10K Ether. So another aspect for the Ether bulls is like, if we see like more dumping, we got support just about 460, which is today 21 EMA. And we know what happened back in 460, 475, because we were basically buying the dip, right? Even though Ethereum was at a very strong resistance right there, we were very confident Ethereum gonna break it and retest 550. So after 550, I was not interested in Ethereum, did not touch it at all, because it was kind of dangerous to be long in Ether above 550 and upward, because no resistance. Okay, it can basically dump at any given time. That's why I basically got out like just about 550 and so on and just let the market do the work and give you another pattern, right? So let's take a look at Ether on a weekly basis. So Ether weekly basis not looking so great, right? But not looking that bad neither, right? For the bulls. So if you're a bull, I think like you're gonna be okay. If you're a bear, you just have to be cautious once again, right? Until we get a close at least below the daily 211 EMA. So Ether wait for the weekly close for the bears, right? For the bulls, most likely going to be buying the dip, right? And then expecting like at least price not to break previous week up one, which is like just about like 450 area. Okay, so now let's take a look at King XRP. So King XRP, we talked about XRP macro reversal trend, right? So if you take a look at King XRP, we got some juicy upside target. Are we going to be able to hit 87? It was pretty close, right? 78, 87, same range. If you basically notice, right, XRP gave us a multi-year double tap also, right? So I mean 2018 we got rejected right at 78, right now we got rejected right at 78. So we gotta break 78, try to break 86 over the next few weeks and so on, and we don't have we're not going to get any challenges like all the way up to basically 150 to basically 220 area. So that's going to be the next challenge for the XRP bulls, right? Is like to break 86. Okay, if like bulls can break 86, that could be a free ride all the way up to basically above 150 and so on, right? But guess what, guys? One thing we also talked about regarding XRP is like once we retest for the bearish setup, right? Once we retest back then, like that was like last year and so on, I was looking for this move, right? And once we retest basically 80 cents and so on, we possibly could be dropping all the way down. That's also another possibility, right? So just try to be focused, right? If you're a bull, right, keep in mind, right, if we do not break 86, okay, the structure is calling for lower numbers. Okay, if we do not break 86, the structure is calling for lower numbers. So we just have to be very cautious in this range. If you're a bull, be just cautious. Okay, manage position. If you're a bear, you should be okay. You just have to basically just wait for a better confirmation, right? But the trend is bullish. Macro reversal on a weekly basis. Broke the trend line, support, resistance right there. The trend line resistance right there, right? But now just facing like this resistance, price resistance at basically 78 and 80 cents range, right? Now let's take a look at XRP on the lower degree. So lower degree, I just don't want to see XRP breaking like 35 cents. That could bring up some bearish momentum, you know, on the macro scale, right? Remember, macro scale XRP has to break 86 cents for for it to stay very, very strong. Okay, for it to stay very, very bearish is like, you know, if we break like this range of 42 to 36, right, average just about like 38 range, that could basically that could basically give us a very, very bearish sentiment, right, over the next few weeks and so on. So next support I'm looking for XRP, right, it is basically right there. Okay, 6-hour 100 EMA, right? We could possibly try to find some support right there for another reversal. I know it is going to be a big drop from the top, but it is crypto. That's a 50% drop. I don't think it's a big deal. We just pumped from like 22 all the way up basically to almost 80 cents. That's not a big deal, right? So to drop 50% and get another basically a 4x move, a potential 4x move to the upside, right? So let's just keep that in mind. So support level for XRP just about 35 to 42. It is not a random number. It is just about like 0.618 to 50% pullback. We got a support at 382. That's a very good support. On the lower degree, hourly, right? Not looking very very strong as of now. If we do not get this double top and a possible 50% pullback, we definitely going to be dropping down here, okay, all the way down to 36 to 37 area, right? So that's all I wanted to cover, guys. So if you're new to our content, make sure to hit the likes, make sure to subscribe to Send Crypto channel, join Send Crypto premium group, and Send Crypto public telegram group, link in the description. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.